Hold on, stop. Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.
What is going on? And welcome to Take on the World with Johnny! Jonas Interruptus and
Lexi.
Lexi's here. Podcast Therapy Dogs.
Welcome back, Lexi. It's been a minute.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Podcast Therapy Dogs running around someplace.
I think I
Oh,
just
he's right
crushed his fucking paw.
No,
Right
he's
here.
good. He's okay.
He wants to come up.
Oh, God, no.
Come on.
Bro, you need to go on something that's not 6 foot.
Forget it. Anyway, so we're back again, and
Once
we're
again.
going to do our final installment of our Halloween Madness October series. And we'll get today's topic in a minute. But there's something that we've been waiting to talk about till you were here.
Tell me.
So did you know we went to Saipan?
Oh my God. When was that? That sounds so interesting. Tell me all about it.
So
Wait, what?
we went to Saipan.
Really?
Yeah.
Together?
Yes.
No shit.
So we also went to Colorado on an elk hunting trip. And those
Didn't catch anything.
you don't catch elk.
You harvest.
You harvest an elk.
You harvest nothing.
Yes.
TARDIS. We TARDISed into Colorado
Yeah.
about a week ago.
So the first two parts talking about the elk hunting trip has gone up already.
Mm-hmm.
The final part talking about the Denver airport conspiracies will go up after this one. It's done, but it won't go up till after this one.
This one has to go up in October. It's a rule.
Right.
It's a law.
So when we flew into Denver, we got a hotel room overnight because we did not want to bother John's dad in the middle of the night because we were getting in late and we could just rest. And of course, we didn't get much rest because of Enterprise Rent-A-Car, but that's another story. So we were at the Travel Lodge by Wyndham
Okay.
in Longmont, Colorado, room 124.
Okay.
And
What is the Travel Lodge at Wyndham?
whilst we were there, I had my first ever unexplainable experience.
How is it unexplainable?
I couldn't explain it.
Well, tell me about it and I'll explain it for you.
He couldn't explain why there was a finger in his ass.
Well, that was John. Case solved.
So,
I'm just not going to talk about that part. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. We got there late.
Right.
We were both tired.
Understandable.
Oh, tired and irritated.
But yeah, very irritated.
So we were driving back. And then we finally checked into our hotel, which is in the middle of nowhere. And I wish we can show the sign. On the front sign it says, we have indoor poo. Poo.
We have indoor poo.
And then it says dog breakfast.
Dog breakfast.
Dog breakfast.
We have indoor poo and the dog breakfast.
And it was run by Asians.
Oh my God.
Like, what kind of place are you running here?
Oh God. So anyways, you go to your hotel.
So we
It's
go to our
late,
hotel.
You're all irritable. Everybody wants to go to bed.
So, John can sleep anywhere.
Oh, of course. Dude, my back hurt so bad that I was literally almost in tears that night. My back hurt so bad.
Wow.
John could be sitting on a roof in the rain in 98 degree temperatures and fall asleep.
That's not
Actually standing.
That happened.
That happened.
Where?
Oh, I think it happened in Saipan. Did we mention we were in Saipan?
Oh my God, yeah, thanks.
So I, on the other hand, am not used to sleeping without my machine.
Yes.
Dude,
I'm
you
aware.
were all fucked up. That's all I had to hear about the whole. My machine, my machine.
It's important. If you couldn't
Well, it
breathe,
is. I'm
if
not
you
gonna
couldn't
lie.
breathe when you slept,
He
wouldn't
can't.
I
you?
can't.
You should hear him sleep.
Yes, but he doesn't have the machine.
I have a machine. I didn't take it with me. I've had a machine for years.
John doesn't care about himself as much as you do, which is why he was not concerned about not having his machine.
I was training myself to be hiking through the woods without my machine.
Yeah, but you're
Right,
sitting
so-
over here being a little puss about other shit. So, like,
Wow.
Man, what if throw my insecurities out there?
Go ahead and hurt his feelings.
I will.
So
I apologize, John. You look like you're going to cry.
I am crying inside.
Me too.
yeah, me too. So I lay down and I cannot sleep.
Yeah.
I cannot fall asleep. I'm sitting there. I'm laying there, laying awake, and all of a sudden, I feel something get on my bed. So I sit up and I'm ready to punch John. And he's
Oh,
over.
John, I'm sorry.
And he's over in the other bed.
Yeah. Punch me, I wouldn't have felt a thing. I guarantee you I wouldn't have felt a thing.
So I'm like, oh, I must have moved wrong or pulled on the covers or something. But then I realized I'm laying on top of the covers because I didn't realize there's a blanket at the end of the bed. And I lay back down and I feel it again. And it feels like when Coco gets on the bed.
Okay.
And I look again and there's nothing there. What the fuck? So this goes on for probably about 10, 15 minutes. And I finally said, I'm just going to ignore it. I got to sleep. I'm tired. And as I'm laying there, it feels like the bed is rolling. Like underneath me. So I think, oh, this is one of those beds you put a quarter in. There's a quarter thing someplace. So,
Yeah, those don't exist anymore.
yeah, well,
I mean, they have
I've been on one already.
Me too.
So I'm looking for the quarter thing. I'm looking both sides of the bed. There's nothing there. I get off the bed. I look underneath for a plug. Like, I'll just unplug it. Plugged in. It could have been like a massage bed or something.
Sure,
I don't know.
sure.
Where the hell? We're in the middle of the desert.
I
And they got a
did
plug-in
pay
bed.
for the upgrade, dude. I paid for the upgrade suite.
Upgraded. The upgrade was this experience.
I think it was that Asian lady trying to crawl in your bed. You got a Facebook?
You got Facebook page?
Oh, hello.
I want to marry you.
Continue.
So
I don't want to ruin anything yet.
I lay back down, and I feel it again. And the next thing I know, I wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not John.
And you were angry with me. You weren't angry with me, but you're like, dude, will you fuck about my bed? I'm like, bro, I was passed out. No, why would I fuck with your bed?
So it was not John. It was not a quarter operated vibrated bed. It was not a Select Comfort fucking
Serta
Pro massagey bed. I have no clue, cannot explain it. I consider it a paranormal experience.
Oh, a paranormal experience. Paranormal.
Yeah. Para, meaning para.
Meaning,
Ab, not para, other than normal.
I
Not
tell you, the
normal.
only paranormal experience I was having is I couldn't walk through the
No, meaning I could not explain it.
I couldn't walk through the
you know what else we can't explain?
Taco Bell drive-through. Get a goddamn taco.
So I say this as 100% a skeptic of ghosts.
Yeah, you know what? There's nothing that's going to change your mind.
I don't know. I
Listen,
Like
I can
that
change
ghost
his
could have
mind,
came
John.
in there and like been raping you and be like, nope, didn't happen. Nah,
must have been John.
must be
Wasn't-
John.
wasn't anything in the room. Sorry.
I really wouldn't. I felt it at first. I sat up and I had a fist, and I was going to punch John because I thought he was fucking with me.
Yeah, right away, he thinks it's me.
To be fair.
And I'm laying, and meanwhile, his homie's laying in the bed next to him.
His homie.
With back problems. My back hurt so bad. Like, I remember, like, I do.
He does.
Back problems.
Like, I remember just laying down in that bed. I was so uncomfortable. Like, my back hurt so bad. And I was like, I don't know, I'm going to sleep. And I just...
That's how you're going to sleep?
I don't sleep. I choke myself out, bro.
Yeah.
I fall asleep.
Well, you almost got choked out by me.
Yeah, but here you go.
If it were me, I would have...
at the end of my bed.
I would
have... Johnny!
That would have been me. That would have been me.
Bastard.
That would have been me. That's literally what I was about to say.
Like,
you would have woken up to me just beating the shit out of you, bro. You could be in a different room. Yeah, you could be in a different room than me.
You literally got out of the blankets, walked over 10 feet to the other side, and beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Accusing me.
Hold it. None of that happened.
I know. I'm just saying.
It would be me.
And this is what's funny, because we talked about this when we were talking about the trip, and it's on the other, but you weren't here. So everybody at work said, hey, you guys are traveling together? You're going to kill each other. Like, no.
Well, I hear that a lot.
I'm like, I don't know why people think that, because
I cannot imagine why you would hear that a lot, John.
Really? You're a spring chicken, bro.
It's not about being a spring chicken.
It's
all I gotta do is be able to take one more punch than you. That's it.
And he totally
we get along really well when we travel.
We
don't fight.
No problems at all.
Yeah. We have a lot, actually.
We do have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we have fun.
Good.
And he's a perv because our waitress's name was Lexi.
Disgusting.
Oh, shut up.
Gross.
I
absolutely abhorrent. That is just...
Okay, this is a setup. You've heard this story before.
I have not.
You didn't listen to the podcast?
No.
What is your fucking problem?
I have to listen to you every day.
You and the 10 million people out there that are not listening to this program.
I can't even. I don't even.
Only 10 million people aren't listening?
Yeah.
That's insane. We got some crazy listens. Crazy views.
I don't like her anymore.
That makes all
Jeff's
of us.
not going to talk about her.
What?
Angel Eyes.
Oh. Angel Eyes.
What?
Don't worry about
it. Anyways.
Angel Blue Eyes. Johnny was in love.
It's disgusting. It's gross. I hate it. I hate that journey for you, John. You know what you have to do?
I said nothing.
You know what you have to do?
I didn't want this.
You know what you have to do?
I didn't sign up for this.
Listen, you're going to like it. Okay?
I'm sure I will.
Yeah. Hunker the fuck down, bro. We're in it by ourselves for the long haul.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Get a dog.
I can't take care of it.
Then how are you going to take care of a girlfriend, bro?
It's different. They
It's
die.
not.
They can't take care of a girlfriend either.
They die old.
Ollie's going to be old when he dies. And he's never going to die.
Oh, look at him.
Anywho.
So I know what tried to attack you.
Oh, what was it?
Well, that would be my topic for the day.
It's a dildo.
Vibrating, rumbling, rolling.
Rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Head 'em up. Move 'em up. Move 'em up, success! It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just got in from Denver. Leave me alone!
Ollie says hi. Hello.
So, your topic.
My topic for our Halloween episodes, which ended up going a little bit of a different direction for me because
Reply.
I watched the topic last night and wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
But my topic, I chose the the origin story that I wanted to talk about was Sadako from Ringu in Japan, or Samara in the English remake The Ring, 2002. Or Park something.
So let me ask you, how far back does this actual story go?
Okay, now
Johnny, jump ahead.
Yes.
How far back does
I get lit up when I hear that?
How far back does the franchise go, or how far back goes the actual
story?
What I meant was,
yes.
I saw the American version, The Ring, and I want to know, like,
it goes back into the 90s.
95 is, but I'll get there because I have some of that here. If you don't have it,
yeah, that's fine. I didn't put dates and stuff in. I wanted to mostly talk about the story of the subject matter, because a lot of it is very similar, but because, again, I watched this movie last night. I watched the American 2002 version of The Ring, mostly because I think I might be more afraid of the Japanese version.
So
I'm not really sure.
Let me just give a little background on the franchise itself.
Mm-hmm.
So The Ring is a Japanese media franchise,
yes,
later adapted to English,
yes,
based on Koji Suzuki's novel of the same name. It was originally written in 1991.
Yes.
The franchise includes 8 Japanese films, 2 TV series, 6 manga adaptations,
which I want to read so bad. They look so cute.
3 English language remakes, a Korean film remake, 2 video games, The Ring Terror Realm and The Ring Infinity.
And there are 3 books as well.
What's the video game?
Well, it says books. I just don't know.
I think it's 3.
I didn't know how many. So I'll let you go from there and do the American version backstory.
Okay.
So, or whatever notes you have.
Yeah. So I have an entire synopsis of the film.
Okay.
If you have not seen the film and you do not want spoilers, now is when you should stop listening.
Right? Now.
Okay, so here's the end. No, I'm kidding.
They all die.
So,
John.
No, they didn't.
It's Johnny. Really far jump ahead.
Yeah, like Johnny 3 movies for now.
There are actually videos online on how to survive
The Ring.
The Ring.
Which you can kind of gather most of it by the end of the American version film, which is why I liked it. Now again, I haven't seen the other ones, but I have heard synopses.
No, I saw the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tammy gave it.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
I have listened to synopses of the books, but I think they're only in Japanese. Or at least they used to be, and
You don't speak Japanese?
Don't read Japanese.
Why not?
Well, because I am a filthy animal, and I watch dubbed anime, not subbed anime.
Did you ever watch a foreign movie in a different language and you're like, I get the gist of it?
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth. It's Pan's Labyrinth. That's what you're talking about.
No, that's not what I was talking about. It was
right?
It was a Japanese zombie flick where like a plague took over, and I'm like, okay.
They had English subtitles. They had English in it.
Well, the one that I watched, maybe it had it. I didn't bother to put them on. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I watched the whole thing in Japanese, and I'm like, okay.
That's the one you just.
I get the gist.
That's
of it.
the one you just told me to watch.
No,
the Train to
Busan.
Busan.
No, this
that is a
was
Korean film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's supposed to be really, really good.
Your little buddy liked it.
I beg to differ.
The Nerd Night.
The Nerd Night? Oh, Devlin?
Is that who it is? Devlin.
Yeah.
I beg to differ.
The weird one?
I didn't say that.
There was.
I did say that.
There was too
but I didn't say that tonight.
I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. There was too much of that, like, tiny Japanese porn.
I have no idea what you speak of.
Like, yeah.
Like what? What are you doing?
What the hell is that? Is that like a cat? Is there a cat in Japanese?
That's what I thought.
In Japanese porn, there's a cat?
Are you a cat?
That's weird. But okay. Well,
actually, no, that's a Japanese lady having an orgasm.
They're called nekos, and yes. Anyway.
There's a name to it?
What, cat girls?
No, the like Japanese porn.
Oh,
like,
no. You said something about cats and porn, and he said there's cats in a Japanese porn, and I said, yes, they're called nekos. It's cat girls. Anyways.
Okay, I didn't want to go there, but I went there.
I am mortified at both of you.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I am shocked and appalled.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we're just gonna skip over that like I didn't even mention anything?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's
fine, John.
You don't know what I'm talking about, though.
I have no idea.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Shut up. I'm going to make you both very uncomfortable in 2 seconds.
I don't know how much more uncomfortable I can be right now.
Is that a challenge?
There's like a vape cloud.
Good. Excellent. So, the Ring American remake, The Ring, because in Japan it's known as Ringu. So the 2002 American version of The Ring is what I'll be going over. This story starts out, there are 2 teenage girls having a sleepover, and they're joking about some weird kind of
guy like named
John kind of story, right? Like some myth. A rumor that's going around that there's this video that if you watch it, you'll die in 7 days. And they're joking about this. One girl, Katie, who, R.I.P., but she's pretending to be super scared. Oh my gosh, me and my boyfriend watched this movie. I told you that I was with my parents last weekend, but I went up to the cabin with my boyfriend, who is her secret boyfriend, I guess. Everything's very vague about this part. Like with all like the friend group, very vague. It's not like Scream.
Adds to this suspense.
Yes. So it's not like Scream where like you kind of like get to know the teens and stuff. The movie's not actually about the group of teens.
Bro,
it's a Japanese film, so it's different.
No, it's about Rachel, isn't it?
Yes, it's about Rachel Keller. But in the beginning, there are these 2 girls having a sleepover. They're joking about some fake story. It's a spooky tape, and if you watch it, you die, essentially. So, nice. So, if you watch the tape, after you finish the tape, after like a minute or 2, your phone's going to ring. And someone, quote unquote, tells you that you're going to die in 7 days.
You're going to die in 7 days.
So,
Japanese.
Katie tells her friend that...
Like, bitch, no.
Exactly,
I'm
right?
done tomorrow.
Exactly, like, why would I wait? That's so... I guess you wait because you don't know if it's true or not, right? But,
I know it's not true.
I mean, like, you'll see, like, if you were in this movie, you would lose your fucking mind. Because you'll see that there are some warning signs to this. But, so, she tells her that she watched this tape with her boyfriend, and, haha, just kidding, is what happens.
On a creep factor.
Yeah.
How is this movie towards you?
Like, how creepy was it?
Well, did it make your, like, the hair on the back of your neck stand up when you watched it, or you're like, yeah, it's just another one of these things?
So one of the things that I didn't actually have in my notes, but I wanted to kind of talk about was the music direction that they took and the sound direction.
See? The sound, music direction,
big thing. Worries.
I missed that when it came to Pumpkinhead. And I got...
And you missed it when it came to Candyman.
Yeah, that's what Candyman, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I missed that with Candyman, and I got shit from somebody because I missed the music.
So, there's not, like, a lot of super big tracks or anything that, like, you know, like, scores that stand out or anything like that. But
it's just, like,
it's the way
music.
That, it's like the way that they use it.
The way that and it could be, like, just, like, a piano... thing or like just a tick or something you're like
yeah. So they did, I think they did I wouldn't say really well, but they did a decent job at, especially in like Japanese horror films, they have like a lot of really good lighting and stuff like
that. You have a vagina, dude. It is for sure.
Are you afraid?
No.
I
didn't find this movie scary.
I did not.
I didn't say it was scary. I said you had to like the music.
So yeah,
it's music is important. The music plays into
like what would Michael Myers be if like they played clown music?
Oh, sorry for another time.
Like like that
Do you know?
like thing. Yeah, if they played that. Like,
well, imagine, because what if they played that instead of
The fuck was that?
yeah, you lost me there.
Sephiroth's theme from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh.
Yeah, you lost. I was like, wait, that wasn't Michael Myers.
I was gonna say that had nothing to do with Michael Myers.
No, but like, imagine if they did change that song.
But like,
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't be the same.
No.
Yeah. Like, just when it hits
like three notes.
I think American Horror does really, really well with that.
I'm not hitting the notes specifically, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do. I agree.
Creepy!
Sound effects and a good score can make or break a horror film.
Absolutely. So, but in this movie, it's
Michael Myers comes out, he's like,
Dude, he looks like Dorn.
he's got a soul patch.
but the thing that I liked about
we're
this...
just going to beat you with a ball bat, and that's the end of the story.
Oh my god. The thing that I liked about the direction in this movie was, though, that it was very subtle. It was the absence that made it creepy for me.
Okay.
Like, there were sometimes some moments where something would happen, or like, where normally there would be like a big like boom or something like that. Like, it just wasn't there, and it like was eerie, right? Like,
right.
It's more eerie than it is scary. Like, it's more like the build up and learning about what happens.
I love
that's
those
really creepy about it.
that will do that, where they have a build up and they use the music to like freak you out. Like,
there are a couple of scenes like that like it's just like one of those things where it's like, nope, I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like, there's a scene where she's pulling, like, it looks like you think it's going to be a really long black clump of hair, because like that's the spooky thing, is like the long black hair with Sadako or Samara in the English version. She has that long black hair in her face, so that's like her like the spooky thing you see like when she's coming for you, right? Is her hair.
Yeah.
But like, she's pulling like this thing out of her mouth, and you're like, oh my god, it's going to be a really long black hair from this fucking bitch, right? It's not. It ends up being a cord with like a monitor attached to it, like when you're in the hospital and they put like the circle monitors.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't want to see you pulling the... yeah. And then there's another scene where she is someplace and she finds a nail, like a nail from somebody scratching. That's the stuff that freaks me out. Like when they just like
the broken nail, when they drag their nail and it breaks off.
Yeah, that's just desperation. Like, you don't even know that pain.
Gets me every time. It's like, I don't, even though it's not real. It's like, it has happened before.
Yeah, exactly.
And just the thought that like
Silence of the Lambs, bro. But so that's one of the things that I really liked about this movie. But to get back to the story, so Katie tells her friend that she and her boyfriend watched this movie at this cabin. They were hanging out secretly, whatever.
Katie, that bitch.
Yeah, that bitch. So what happens is you watch the tape. A couple minutes later, you're going to get a phone call. They're going to tell you that you're going to die in 7 days. You have 7 days, and then you die, is the thing, right? So what we see happen in the beginning of this movie is she's playing it off like a joke, and then all of a sudden, it's not a joke, and that it is a joke again. Like, she's joking around with her friend. But then the TV starts getting staticky. Like, something just feels wrong. The phone starts ringing, the TVs start getting staticky. And she's like, oh shit. And her friend just, this is like one of the parts of the movie that I don't like. I don't think it was paced very well in the American version. Again, I don't know how it is in the Japanese version, but I did not like this.
I think it went well in the Japanese version.
Probably. Because it was really bad in the American version. They're joking around about it, and then all of a sudden she just gets this look on her face, and her friend says, oh my god, the tape's real, isn't it? And then they're all screaming, everybody's scared, the phone's ringing. She picks up the phone, and her friend's like, oh, it was just your mom, haha. And then all of a sudden, Sadako comes out of the fucking TV and kills this bitch.
Well, she didn't wait 7 days?
It was after the 7 days. Like, this was like her 7th day.
Oh, okay.
Right, like, oh, it happened like at night 7 days ago. Oh my god. But she's like kidding with her friend, like just joking around.
It was like
And then-
the same night the guy came out and killed him.
No. But, like, I didn't like the pacing of this. I didn't like how this was played off. Everyone, like, is scared when things are happening, but they don't show you exactly what happens when you die at this point in the movie.
It's interesting you say that. Like, so as opposed to the Japanese version, when all this is going down and they're waiting, so they watch the movie.
So, in the American version, this is all past tense. Like, her and her boyfriend watched the movie last week. Like, oh, this is Saturday, me and my girlfriends are having a sleepover, me and my boyfriend watched this last Saturday.
Regardless, so say the Japanese version, they watch the movie, and they're just kind of like, they don't know.
So,
right?
So what happens is, yeah, kind of.
It just kind of like happens. But
so
the American version, it's like, oh, we know we watched this movie, and something bad's gonna happen.
No, it was like it's like this, like kind of almost like folklore, like
we watched
like fairy
it
tale.
and nothing happened to me.
Right, but still, it's
right,
like,
one of
it's
those
like,
things.
It's like,
so
no, it's like what the fuck was that stupid movie, Blair Witch Project?
I'll explain. I'll explain. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll explain. It's okay. I said it a different way so you didn't feel bad.
I don't feel bad. I look at it as a plus.
All right, John, shut the fuck up. You're ruining my story.
Can I go pee?
That's
sure.
John has interrupted.
We will get through half an hour of this story while he's peeing.
Please do.
If you need any reminders or you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, okay? No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Sure, on your way back.
Anyways, so to clear up the confusion, they heard a story that if you watch this movie, you'll die in 7 days.
Right.
Right. They found this. Now, this is the part that's still weird to me as well. I guess they found it somehow, this tape. They take it to this cabin. They watch it. And 7 days later, she's hanging out with her friend. Her and her friend are talking, joking around about this spooky, scary tape, VHS. And all of a sudden, something's not right. And her friend realizes that the tape is real and she had seen it. The phone starts ringing. They're both scared. Her friend picks up, says hello, and then shakily hands the phone to Katie. It's Katie's mom. After this scene, they are talking. The TV starts going staticky. Some weird stuff's happening. Phone's ringing again. And Katie is walking through the hallways. She stops at a door that has water coming out underneath it. She opens the door. The TV is staticky. It pans back to her face. She screams. And then we get to the next scene.
Okay.
That's how that plays out. I don't like this, again, because it just feels like they didn't really know how to introduce the tape. How to introduce, like, the story about the tape. They didn't really show us how they watched it, when they watched it. Like, we didn't get any of that context. So it just feels a little weird to me. Now, in this next sequence of scenes, we meet her younger cousin, Aiden, his teacher, and his mother, Rachel Keller, who is the main protagonist, I say with air quotes, of this movie. So Aiden's teacher tells Rachel that her son she's worried about him, she knows that his cousin just died, blah, blah, blah. Shows Rachel these pictures. Of essentially Katie dead that Aiden has been drawing. And she's like, I'm really worried about this. I don't think he's okay. And she says, well, this is just his way of, kind of getting over things. Like, he's just expressing himself. Leave him alone. And she says, yeah, but he drew these pictures a week ago. You said it was 3 days ago. And at that point, she's like, oh shit, what the fuck, right? Like, how did my son predict his cousin's death? Because that's how it seems at first. So, at this point, the teacher keeps calling her Ms. Keller, and she says, please call me Rachel. And then after this point in the movie, her son exclusively calls her Rachel for the rest of the movie. Which I thought was so creepy. Like, that's one of the... I don't like kids.
Yeah.
The kid called the mom?
Yeah, the kid was calling his mother Rachel. Did you ever see The Prodigy?
Oh, he's going to jump. You always do this.
Did anybody ever see The Prodigy?
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. No. You cannot have this cheese.
You're going to have diarrhea big time.
Yeah. That's what it reminded me of, because in that movie he calls his mom by her first name. And it's like really weird and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
What the hell was, didn't in the Shining he called his mother by the first name?
I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it.
It's been a long time since I saw that on. That's not
a couple years.
That's not a fact I remember.
Yeah, I could be wrong on that. Anyways.
Continue.
So, Rachel's like, what the fuck? Now her kid's calling her Rachel. Weird. I think they're trying to portray Rachel as a struggling single mom, but they're really portraying her as a bad mom, in my opinion. She is just kind of like not concerned about her kid. They make it very clear that Katie and Aiden were close. They spent a lot of time together. Like, she babysat or something, obviously. So she's just kind of brushing this off like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, he's going to get over it, is what it seemed like to me. I think it was really weird. She's always working. Aiden says that to her, like, I get it. You're a single mom. You got to work a lot. I understand that. But it's more like she's absorbed in her work because she is a journalist. She writes for a local paper.
Sure.
So she is just constantly, she wants that new scoop, is just kind of how she comes off to me.
Whatever I got to do to get the story.
Yeah,
right.
kind of.
She doesn't give a shit about anything else.
Right, she just doesn't pay attention to Aiden really. She's generally just seems apathetic and irresponsible until it's too late for her to change things.
See, I think
we'll
that protagonist works well in like
irresponsible
American Horror Stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's because what else would you have? Like, you have the parent that loves the kid, but could really give a shit about, and then that's what causes all these. Am I wrong?
No, and that's the reason that horror stories work, because in most horror stories, that's the way it works.
Let's get back to the ring.
I don't even. Where the fuck did we leave off?
I remember.
We're good.
We were talking about
Rachel being called Rachel by her...
Right, by her son. So we talked about Katie dying. Sure. Katie is Rachel's niece, we find out. Aiden is Katie's cousin. They're very close. They're really good friends. She's maybe like a teenager, so she's probably babysitting him a couple nights a week because Rachel, as we talked about, is a terrible mother and only cares about her job. Is exactly what it makes it seem like.
She's career-driven.
She has a child. She's a single mother, quote unquote.
Career-driven.
Anyways.
Not a good mom, but career-driven.
Yes. She has goals, and that's nice, I guess. Okay. So, Katie's mom, at her funeral, life celebration, vigil, whatever it is, begged Rachel to look into Katie's death. She says, you find out things, that's what you do, can you please figure out what happened to her? I saw her face. I've looked at everything I can find. There are no cases of a 16-year-old just dropping the fuck dead. Can you please look into this, figure out what happened to my daughter?
No cases except for her and her 3 friends.
Her and her boyfriend.
Her and her 3 friends were killed.
I don't remember them talking about the other friends.
Rachel is a journalist who decides to go undercover.
I see that. I'm just letting you know.
On the mysterious deaths.
So there's 3
of
friends.
Her niece and her 3 friends.
I think you're wrong. Anyways.
Oh, that was copied and pasted, bro.
From Wikipedia.
No. IMDb.
Alright. Anyways, IMDb. Sus. I don't remember that, but it's possible that I missed something. That's fine. Continuing. Michael, jump ahead.
I was jumping back.
You were jumping ahead because I didn't talk about her boyfriend dying yet.
Carry on.
So Rachel's like, fine, I'll look into this. She agrees. So she roots around in her niece's things up in her room, finds out that Katie has a ticket to pick up photos at some one of those places that prints photos off of old cameras like they did.
Yeah, it's called a photomat.
One of those. Old people.
Photomat.
Old
Wow,
people,
that's so narrative for a long
crazy.
time. Remember the old Polaroids you would snap?
I have a really good Polaroid picture. Yeah, I have a really good Polaroid picture someplace.
No.
I used to have an original Polaroid.
OG.
It was a Barbie Polaroid. I've had it since the 90s.
You had to go like this?
Yes.
Doesn't help.
And it doesn't help.
Shaking the picture
you just
doesn't
do
help.
it doesn't help.
But everybody does it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't a Polaroid. It was like an actual camera that you had to take to a photomat. And she's going through her journal, which is really weird. It's a binder. I've never had a journal that was a binder, like a 3-ring binder. Very odd, very weird, but whatever. It's really cool. It has like photos, collages, whatever. She writes her thoughts in it. So she finds out some things. She knows that she went to these cabins. I can't remember the name of them because I'm a turd. But she finds out that her and her friends, her boyfriend and his friends rather, all went up to this campground. And apparently Katie watched this video there. They don't show it right away, but Rachel goes back later to Katie's room and reads more of her journal and finds out that she was indeed having hallucinations. She was seeing images from this video, which is interesting to me. That kind of ties in with some of the, I don't remember if it's in one of the Japanese medias or the book. Or we find out later that she was doing it to her adoptive mother, but that's one of the things that this character, Sadako, or Samara, can do. She can imprint images in your brain and, like, make you see them. So, but we find out that she was having hallucinations, which us as the viewers, having seen the movie, know that this is what it is. I can't look at John. So anyways, she finds out that Katie watched this video, so she goes up to the same cabin. She drives up there. The guy is really fucking weird. This guy that's running the fucking... You good? The desk.
Oh, yeah, no, good.
The guy that's running the desk is really fucking weird. Like, he's a creep. Like, I would definitely think that something here is haunted. He is fucking weird. If somebody talked to me like that. So he's really weird. She's like, okay, I'm really tired. I think I'm going to take a nap before I get home. I want to rent cabin 12 or 112. Something like that. It has a 12 in it. So she rents the same exact cabin that her niece and her friends did, right? As she turns around, she sees there's like a, not unlike this kind of shelf over here, there's a shelf. And that shelf has a bunch of different VHS on it. She says, oh, you have a lot of movies here. This guy kind of jokes. He's like, yeah, people like take them, leave them, like whatever. Like one of those kinds of libraries, like take one, leave one, you know. And she sees an unmarked tape and is immediately drawn to it. She picks up this tape, puts it in her purse, and goes to cabin 12 or 112. I was close. I was right.
It might be 12.
134.
No, it's definitely
124.
It's definitely 12 or 112.
She goes to cabin 124.
She goes to cabin 112. Room 124. And this, while she's talking to this guy, he just keeps saying, yeah, they never paid. Sometimes kids like that do that. And he just kept saying that. And I don't know if they were implying that he wanted her to pay for it, because she said, yeah, my niece was here a couple days ago and she just ran out on her parents. Instead of being like, yeah, she was murdered. So I don't know if it was just like his way of trying to get her to pay for the room or something, you know what I mean? But she takes the same cabin. Now, right before sunset or as sun is setting, she watches the same exact VHS tape that her niece did. And now she is also cursed and will die in 7 days.
Did the phone ring?
Yes, the phone rang. And she answered it. Somebody talked to her. She screamed and cried and had like one of those moments. And then she goes home. Now, she is seen talking to a fellow who we can, at this point, assume is a fling. Later, we find out this is her ex-husband, Noah, and he watches the video. She is like, this is exactly how it happens. I'm not even lying. This is the video. She says, yeah, I watched the video. This is what happens. Isn't it creepy? And he's like, I don't believe you. Right? Like someone hands you an unmarked VHS. You're like, you're trying to get me to watch this because it's fucking porn, right?
Oh, switch hitters. I don't believe you.
Right? So she's like, no, it's really, really true. And he's like, that's stupid. Let me watch it. And she's like, I don't think I want you to watch it. Are you fucking kidding me, bitch? Why did you bring it here then? Like, why did you ask him to come here, right?
Are you on that tape?
So eventually he does watch it though. And I guess he's some kind of like video editor or photographer or something is what it comes across to me. I don't think it's ever like fully explained. Thank you for trying to compose yourself, John.
What?
Thank you for trying to compose yourself.
Sure.
Trying. So he watches this video at Rachel's house. He's like, this is stupid. It's just weird. It's just some like video that kids are handing around, right? Like this is just dumb. And he leaves. A few moments later, Rachel's phone receives a call.
Oh no.
She does not answer. She allows it to go to voicemail. And then
7 days.
Immediately deletes the voicemail.
You can't do that.
She did. So, after this, the characters only lose brain
7
cells.
days.
Yeah. All they do is lose brain cells from here.
No, I'd rather die.
So, he doesn't believe her, leaves. She gets the call, deletes the voicemail. Some shit happens during the week. She's like, she takes it over. They're going to analyze it at his place. And then his assistant comes up and she kisses him on the cheek and she's like, bye. I don't want to talk to you anymore. And he's like, oh, you're just jealous of me. It's like one of those stupid love triangle things that they try to do in horror movies that never works because somebody always dies. Spoiler. They try to do that here. Okay? Doesn't fucking work. Rachel's like, you were immature then, you're immature now. Goodbye. And she leaves. A couple days go by and he's like, bro, I'm having hallucinations. I believe you. Meanwhile, we see her have a dream sequence. Really, really creepy. It's all bad. So, Noah's talking to her, right? Surprise! Rachel's son Aiden is also Noah's son. And also, surprise, Aiden has now seen the video as well.
Oh, what did you do, kid?
This is exactly how it happens.
Stop.
She's having a nightmare, which Samara, or Sadako, depending on which version you're watching, which she is projecting into her mind, right? Like, she's like, hey, I want you to see this creepy visual stuff, so I'm going to make you see it. She's having a nightmare. She wakes up, hears the TV going, walks out, and her kid in the middle of the night is just fucking watching this video. She's like, why did you do this, baby? And he's like, I couldn't sleep.
Where's my hand lotion?
So when you can't sleep,
you just watch an unmarked video. That's what boys do, right?
Well,
Hashtag
no comment. No,
just boy things.
I won't take the boys. I won't take.
I'm having another beer. Anyways.
I got you another beer.
Oh, this is mine?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Oh. So we find out that Noah is Aiden's dad.
You said that.
Yep. So we find that out. And now, from here on out, they spend the movie following a trail of clues revolving around an island, dead horses, and some fucking lady that appears in this movie. This is literally, I'm not lying. This is how it's set up.
Wait. I heard something, dead lady trailing
No.
the story.
They follow a trail of clues that involves... Ignore, listen. John, compose yourself, look at me.
Look at me.
An island.
Look. You gotta snap. Hey, you! Hey!
Over here.
What?
Hey. An island.
Okay.
Dead horses.
So I was right.
And a lady that appears in the film. On the tape.
Island, dead horses.
They're following that trail of clues.
They're following, those are the 3 clues. And I'd like to point out, those are like the only clues that they get. Like, they just start kind of having hallucinations and dreams
confused
about this stuff. This is the movie, John.
I know. I'm so confused.
So, they're following this trail of clues that they find via watching the film, looking things up, and dreams and hallucinations that they're having. Plus, guess what? Aiden's a little kid. He has communications with the spirit. Surprise. He is able to tell Rachel things that Samara wants or things that Samara is saying to him because Samara is talking to him. Or Sadako. Surprise. They find out...
Still lost.
It's okay. I'm getting there. They find out that this woman's name is Anna. Her and her husband were horse breeders, and they were trying to have a child, but were unable to. So they adopted a child whose name is Samara. Or Sadako.
Sadako.
No.
She's good at that.
So, as they're looking all this stuff up and finding all this out, they find out that there is a mysterious disease and mysterious drownings that kill the horses that Anna and her husband Richard are breeding. Anna goes fucking nuts. And she is telling people that her daughter is putting images in her brain. Because that's what Sadako or Samara can do. She just makes you see things. And it drives you crazy. So she is put into a psychiatric facility. We're also told in the movie that Samara is put into a psychiatric facility. However, by this point, we know that she is not there anymore because we have already seen Noah go to the psychiatric facility, which is where we find out all the information about Anna and Richard trying to have a baby. She is an evil spirit now.
DED dead.
Dead.
Wrong. Yeah. Exactly.
So...
Did they say how they killed her yet?
Yes. So since we have gone through most of the story up to this point and also some other things that we hadn't planned on speaking about, I'll do a quick summary of the ending. We find out Anna killed Samara. She suffocated her with a garbage bag or plastic bag and then pushed her down a well while they were on a family vacation at the exact same spot that the cabin that Katie and Rachel watched the film is in. Essentially, they find this out. They end up pulling up a carpet or something. They see a ring in the floor, which is the thing that one of the images that you see is a ring. It looks just like a ring. But what it is, you find out, is a well.
Well.
Samara
Okay.
was
right.
suffocated with a plastic bag and pushed down a well while they were on family vacation.
I knew it. I was going to say that.
Her mother, or Anna, her adoptive mother, pushes the stone, the circle, pushes it over. She pushes it over the top of the well.
Well.
And the outline that you see before it fully shuts is the ring.
God damn.
It gets better. So,
There's more?
yes, there's more. So, this is as the 7th day is starting. There's like a lot of drama, a lot of like, we're like, whoa, we're getting right down to the fucking end here. Like, who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? We're at the end of the movie, right? It's the 7th day for Rachel. She falls into the well by mistake, which was really Sadako trying to kill her. Yeah, it was Sadako trying to kill her, but she survived. She falls into the well. She finds Samara or Sadako's remains, and she then brings to light the situation that happened. Turns out Richard was abusing her. Her mother was going insane and also abusing her. We find out that she was kind of under surveillance by some sort of like medical facility because she's psychic, and they were trying to figure out what her powers do. We see some video footage, stuff like that.
I don't remember that part.
We do.
I'm just saying I don't remember that part.
So anyways, she brings to light...
Common folk don't do that, by the way.
I'm not common folk.
I know you're not.
She brings to light all of the atrocities committed against Samara or Sadako. And they think, because Rachel survives, she lives through her 7th day. They think...
Sorry. I gotta pee.
Go ahead.
Jesus. Baby bladder.
Don't judge me.
They think
I'm listening.
That... It's okay. I'll speak loud enough. Don't worry.
Good. Great shit.
They think...
I'm the only one that listens to this shit. Well, me, your mother. Your mother. What?
So...
I didn't mean that. We do listen to this podcast.
Yes.
I love this podcast.
This podcast is great, John. I wish we were doing it.
Yes! Stop folding your notes in half.
I can't. So, we think that maybe this curse is broken at this point because she's brought to light the atrocities that were committed against Samara. So Rachel lives through her 7th day. We have a promising reunion scene with Rachel and Noah. And the next day, which is the day that Noah had watched the film 7 days ago, Sadako or Samara comes out of the TV and murders him.
So she didn't die, but he did.
Correct.
Okay.
She says, "What the fuck did I do different that no one else has done?" It clicks. She realizes when she decided that she was going to have Noah take a look at the copy of the film before she realized how serious it was, she made a copy of the film. She copied it and she showed it to somebody else. She realizes, as her own words echo in her mind, all Samara wanted was to be heard. However, when we hear Samara, all she says is, "I'm never going to stop doing evil things." How am I supposed to feel bad for you? I can't fix this? It's so hard, right? How do we feel bad for that? Well, now we'll get into some of the backstory on Samara, or her original name, Sadako.
Okay.
We're almost done. So the most popular story, and I think the story that was in the books, and as well as most of the movies, is that Sadako and her own mother were both very powerful psychics, and her mother was tested on. She was monitored with those things that I mentioned. We see Rachel choking up one of those little monitors. We see that they, either her mother or both of them, were kind of experimented on. And, you know, we can kind of feel bad for that. But at the same time, I feel like you go through so many hard things, and it's like, at what point does a person break? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of like the feel that we're getting from this. But she says, I don't know if I really want to do bad things, but I'm going to do them anyway.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that's very irresponsible. It's very hard to feel bad for. My favorite origin is a little bit more historic. There's an actual well, and you can visit it in Japan, which I think is the one that you were also talking about.
Totally there.
That's the first one. It's in Tokyo.
Yes.
It's in the, what province of Tokyo?
Blah, blah, where?
I have it.
So what's the matter you?
Yeah, if you show me, I can probably help.
The Himachi Castle.
Yep, Himachi Castle. So, there was a samurai in this castle. He had a wife. It's okay.
Because the dog was after it.
Yeah. You tried your best.
I thought it looked like a dog toy.
In this castle, there was a dishwasher.
Now,
like
it
a
says
servant.
she worked in the dungeon.
Yeah, so that's what I found too. So it's very, very weird because of the plates, like the gold plates.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It makes more sense for her to be a dishwasher than working in the dungeon.
Right, she was a dishwasher in the dungeon.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it makes more sense one way than another. I feel like they kind of mix up two things.
Yeah.
Because her name was Okiku. The samurai was married. He was in love with her. She was like, no thanks. He was like,
I'm so flattered, but no, I am looking for John.
Yeah. She was like,
Doubt that.
hey, I'm not cool with that. I'm going to be over here.
This sounds like a typical Okiku.
Okiku?
Right? Okiku is a man who's got a wife.
No.
No, Okiku is the maid.
Sadako. In our story.
Well, I just fucked my story up all big time. What I was going to say was, it sounds like the typical, man has an affair with the scullery maid or whatever, and
it kind of is. But
he wants to, but
she doesn't want no part of it. She's like, no, thank you. I just want to do my job and leave.
He wants to, but nobody knows who each other's names are. And they get all confused, like, Odoku, or Sadako,
oh my god.
What? Rebuke you.
So this guy,
Q.
samurai.
No, that's not me. No,
listen, think about samurais and ninjas. That's really cool. Listen, the samurai is in love with this maid, right?
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah. So he's like, bro, I want to fuck you right now. And she's like, I'm trying to talk to John right now. And she's like, you, right? Like, go away.
Ew,
gross.
I wash your underwear, bro.
Yeah, right? Like, you hear that a lot, I'm sure.
No. Honestly, no, I have not heard that ever.
Anyways, like, ew, no, you're gross. Not even just that, but just no, I don't want to do that. He's like, I know what I'll do. Here, you have a special mission. Keep these very special 10 golden plates and don't ever let anything happen to them, and if any of them go missing, I'll have you killed.
Why?
Then he steals one.
Because that was her job. Her job was...
That's what I don't get about these Japanese stories.
This is not a story. This is
real.
Like,
this happened. Listen, John.
These Japanese...
This is the real historical... Yeah, this is the real historical... He steals one and he says to her, you lost one of my motherfucking plates, bro. I'm gonna have you killed. And she's like, oh no. He's like, but wait.
How is that again?
Oh no. He's like, wait, you can marry me and I'll forget about it.
Of course.
She is so, like, this is her job. This is the one thing that she feels like she was born to do, right? And
to lose
she's
a
like,
plate?
No, to not lose the plates.
To not lose the plates, to watch the plates. And she's like, I fucking failed. She commits Sudoku.
So she
kills herself.
Well, one version says she kills herself.
Oh,
yeah.
The other
sorry.
She throws herself down the well.
The other version has him throwing her in the well because...
She still says no.
She says, fuck you.
She's like, I didn't do my job. You have to kill me now. I'd rather die than marry you.
Well, I guess it sets it off, right?
So after she's dead...
People say they can still hear somebody counting G-San up to the number 9 and then wailing and crying when they get to 10 because they've lost the 10th plate.
I want to hear from Melanie crying.
That's the real life story, John.
Oyama, the samurai, goes mad from her tormenting him.
Yeah, she haunts him because she finds out that he lied. Like all women do.
So this well is still there.
You
And
can go see it.
it's covered by a fence and bars. And they say it's so nobody else accidentally falls in. Or is it to keep her in the well?
It's to keep her in the well. She's down there. Sadako is down there. Now, John, have you ever seen The Ring?
So, hold on. Before he starts blabbering.
Okay, give me one moment, John. We'll talk.
There are 3 major ghost stories in Japanese culture. That is one of them.
Yes. That is why a lot of Japanese films, horror films, have
You
that
didn't know
girl. Have that girl with the long hair. He's still laughing.
One of the other Japanese ghost stories, which is the most popular, is this movie was also loosely based on.
Yes.
And that goes back.
I don't know.
Oyua?
I find it hard
What's
to
her
get
name?
into it.
Owaya.
Owaya?
Owaya.
Owaya?
So, Owaya died in 1636.
Long time ago.
It is rumored that her. How do you say that word? This one right
Gay?
there.
Onryou. Onryou.
Onryou.
It's a long O. The line over the top of the O means that you hold it a little bit.
People
Okay,
don't
so-
look at me.
An Onryou is a vengeful ghost.
Okay.
I think that they're also called something else.
So,
Oh, yokai.
Oh,
They're also
That's
called
it.
yokai.
oh.
Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
yokai, pull your pants down, stick it in my mouth.
Anyways. So, go ahead.
So, supposedly she still haunts the place where she lived, and this was turned into a many productions.
Mhm.
What are the Japanese?
Oh my gosh, those traditional plays.
The traditional play.
Yeah. I know
I
what
have
you
it
mean.
written here someplace.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's written here someplace.
We'll get there.
So, any of those people who perform her story, mysterious disasters and death have occurred around a number of productions, including theater, film, and television adaptations, have been blamed on the curse of her ghost.
Mhm.
There were numerous attempts to appease the angry spirit. A small shrine and a temple was built at her family home.
Yeah.
In
Yotsuya.
Yotsuya. It's a neighborhood in Tokyo. A fire destroyed that in 1879, and the shrine was moved to another part of Tokyo. But then it was again destroyed during World War II
Yikes.
during the bombings.
She's pissed.
After,
That's who was at your bed.
yeah, okay.
She was pissed.
Yeah. After the war, a new
You don't
shrine,
believe in my story?
as well as the original location, were rebuilt.
Shush me?
No, I went,
Shush me.
well, John. Sometimes I want to.
So it's customary for actors, anybody who's doing this story in any kind of production.
Yotsuya Kaiden.
Shut up, my mother, when she was trying to smother
Was
me.
it Yotsuya Kaiden? Was the what the hell was the
Dude, you
traditional?
cannot pronounce Japanese words for
It's-
shit.
No, I can't.
It's the
That's why I point them off
the
to her.
tradition.
Hey, Bob, what is this? Alexis, pronounce this word for me.
That's you, John. That's you. Only you.
I don't understand more.
Listen, I'm a we don't talk like that in this house.
Well, I'm of the old school, and so is your father.
I don't talk about that.
I don't know if I ever really mentioned
Look at his face.
I went to Otakon this year and I dressed up as Bulma from Dragon Ball, if anybody cared. Anyways,
You
continue.
know, I just want the
I like anime and I like Japan.
I do too. I just want the future to know that even though I make fun of you, it doesn't mean that I don't like you. I like comedy. Comedy is funny. Making fun of other cultures is funny. Within,
Well, you make fun of American culture too, so.
fuck yeah.
You did earlier today. You
He
said
does all the time.
it's very American to have explosions in films.
And you know what?
It is.
I was offended.
I'm sure you were.
Anyways.
So.
You Yankee.
You goddamn
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Owaya was married to a samurai named Emon.
Emon.
Not Lemon. That's an I, not an L.
Yeah. I was about to say, why is her husband's name Lemon with a lowercase L?
It's not. It's an uppercase I. Just
yeah, he was a complete loser. He was a lemon.
He was a samurai, but he was a Ronin. What? What?
Can I read it?
Go ahead.
It says that she was married to a samurai named Emon, a Ronin. Samurai. Not master.
It's supposed to be with
no master.
It's supposed to be with no master.
I know, but it just made me laugh.
So, if anybody knows anything about Ronin, and the movie 47 Ronin was actually...
Was he for legit a lemon thief?
No, Emon was a thief.
He stole lemons?
No, he was...
It looks like it since Lemon was a thief.
Lemon was a thief, but it's Emon. I understand.
I just can't stop stealing these goddamn lemons.
Ronin,
They're so
That's
tasty.
me.
samurais without masters, usually because they have no master, they have no money. They're very poor.
Whereas normally samurais were of very high stature.
Yes.
They usually had money. They had power.
Right.
They were important.
But if you were Ronin,
You were not.
you were not. So, Lemon was a thief.
He was a thief. This is like 2 hours long.
Emon. It is. Oana decided to leave her
Oh,
husband.
I can't listen to you.
Oyua.
after
Oyua.
these names the whole time.
Oyua.
Please read the rest of this,
Owaya.
Lexi.
Oyua.
Me nor your father are good at reading Japanese.
So anyway, she
She
decided to
returned
leave
to
her
her
husband.
family.
She was like, no.
Lemon followed after her.
Exactly. Lemon.
But he was stopped by her father, who was
Fine.
He was also a Ronin. Yotsuya Samon.
His name is Bago.
Yotsuya Samon? Samon?
same old.
We do my life, motherfucker.
Who?
So Emon,
Whoa, this is big. I don't think this is big.
You
John.
guys really wanted to
No.
bite off
Listen.
all this shit right now?
Her
My
dad is
stupid
like,
ass.
divorce my daughter now. That's a huge thing back in those times.
Yeah.
That's huge for somebody to be like, I want to have a divorce on my daughter's record.
Well, for sure, yeah.
That's big.
Because a marriage was forever.
A marriage with
Forever, Michael.
so
That's how it was told to me. It was forever, Johnny.
Okay, but it's not. So shush. Shh. Now I shushed you. Are you happy?
Forever.
Lemon.
Forever.
Emon. Emon.
instead of divorcing her, he pulled his sword out and killed her father.
Oh.
That's bad.
Serves him right. His father's probably talking shit anyways. Michael, you
Fucking
probably should have
lies to
done this.
her?
Why you always eat that
John,
fried rice
this is-
around me?
No, listen, John, this is real drama.
Reminds me of my time in World War One.
Way before World War One.
I know, just bear with me. I should shut up now. I've gone rogue.
He's gone rogue.
So he returns to his wife and says, "Hey, a stranger just killed your father. Come back with me, and I vow to avenge his murder." So
Did he
she
kill
did.
himself?
She went back.
Does he seppuku? I'm sorry. I'm Lexi Jump
What
ahead.
does that mean?
Seppuku is when...
Suicide?
Actually, he doesn't.
That's so fucked up, bro! Seppuku is when a samurai or ninja... Yeah, they stab themselves and they, like, rip their organs to kill themselves. Yes.
He doesn't.
That's fucked up that he doesn't do that.
So
Vowed.
she returns. They have a son, but they're poor. Times are tough, and she becomes sick after giving birth. So Iman grew resentful of her, And their neighbor was a rich doctor who had a very beautiful granddaughter. But Iowa,
Oiwa?
Oiwa,
Oiwa?
was actually more beautiful than the neighbor's girl.
Yeah, fuck her.
And she wanted to marry him. So Iman and the doctor get together and says, hey, I want you to marry my granddaughter. I'm going to prescribe this ointment for your
wife's sickness.
Your wife's sickness. In reality, it was a poison that horribly disfigured her face.
That's fucked up, bro.
So she's putting this on, and she feels a burning, and he says, "Oh, that's just the ointment working."
Oh my God, no, that's supposed to be for your husband's cock.
So
what?
Oh, this is so fucked up.
Her face got all big and elongated.
Did you know this story?
No, I didn't find.
This is actually really good if you look it up on YouTube.
I tried to find other, like, traditional origin stories for Sadako, but for some reason, like, none of them came up. It was all just the same ones that I found.
What?
This one, the one that I talked about, the one with the samurai that I found.
Yeah.
The first one that not the first one, but the one that we talked about before this, I actually found from a YouTube video that I then could not find information about.
Okay.
So, like, when we were originally going to do the story, when I came back late from the Ren Fair, I had already had that information. So, like, I don't remember where I got it now. But I was trying to find something like this, so I'm very interested.
So after she was disfigured, Iman's resentment turned to hatred. And Ito, which is the neighbor, the doctor, suggested she divorce Goya, and marry his granddaughter, telling him if Iman was to do so, all the wealth of the family would be his to inherit.
Fucked up.
So Iman sets things in motion to have a reason to divorce her, because now that she's back, he's got no reason. She didn't leave.
She didn't die.
Her father didn't give permission. So he enlists one of his friends, Takuitsu, to rape her and then accuse her of infidelity. So when Takuitsu came to do the deed, he sees her face and balks.
He's like, bleh!
He goes,
gross.
I'm not doing this shit. He felt sorry for her, actually. And he brings a mirror to her, and she had not seen the disfigurement on her face yet. Shows her the disfigurement, and she gets so mad, she grabs a sword, and starts running toward the door. She's going to kill her husband. She trips, falls, and punctures her neck.
That'd be me.
And
it's unfortunate.
And she died. And is found by a servant. The servant tells Iman what happened, and he was, instead of being sad, he was like, oh shit, this is fucking great. This worked out better than I thought.
She lays on the floor dying, cursing his name so she can breathe no more.
Oh, I missed that part. She cursed him. Anyway, he's like,
so sad.
This shit's great. I don't even have to divorce her. Everything that was hers is mine. And the servant's like, that's kind of fucked up. I'm going to tell somebody. So, Iman,
like, you're being weird.
Iman kills him, the servant. He nails them both to a door and throws them in the river and accuses his wife of sleeping with the servant, which frees him to marry Ume. So it is said, well, I forgot to mention this.
I didn't mention this in my story either.
When he showed her in the mirror, she's like combing her hair, and as she's combing her hair, hunks of bloody scalp are coming out.
So,
which now in Japanese culture, it at that time it was considered sexy for women to comb their hair. Like that was like, hey, look at me! You got Facebook?
Sexy for the hair that fall out of the comb. Look at me, I'm falling apart.
But this,
you got Facebook?
John, you don't understand. This ties into the story as well for the movies.
Yes.
Because when they find the dead bodies in the movies, their faces are distorted. They're fucked up.
Yes.
They're like twisted. They're gross.
What did you say, woobies?
Faces.
In the movies.
In the movies.
Oh.
In the woobies, yes.
Yeah, in the woobies. Very good shoes.
So, he marries this granddaughter, the doctor. And
They ever showed this shit. American movies.
This actually would be a good movie.
This would be a really good movie, I think.
Like, yeah, like I'm trying to follow this. I'm like, dude.
But this is easy to follow. This is. I don't want my wife. I poison her. She dies. She comes back for revenge. That's the movie.
So why don't we make this shit fucking?
This would be a good movie.
Oh, we gotta add some guns and some
No,
explosives
they
to it.
didn't in this movie though. They just Americanized it, and that's part of the problem with a lot of Japanese films is they're not as good when you Americanize
Guns
them.
and explosives.
There's no explosives in the ring.
No explosives in the ring.
So, anyway, he's on his wedding night, and her ghost comes back, and he turns over and sees the disfigured face and the big patch of hair missing, grabs his sword and slashes at the ghost. But that's where his new wife was laying, and he killed her. So his new wife is now dead, and he runs next door to get help from the father-in-law, the doctor. When he arrives at that house, the ghost of his servant, he sees that.
With his sword and kills him too
Yes.
by accident.
No, he slashes.
Hey! I slit your throat. I'm sorry.
It's
So
better.
He slashes at the servant, and it kills the grandfather. So, no matter where he goes, this ghost follows him. He tries to go up into the mountains to a secluded cabin, and the ghost follows him there. And
Drop that.
I know.
Eamon ends up descending into madness. So that is a loose. Well, The Ring is a loose adaptation on that theory.
Yes.
But that's a true story.
That's insane.
Well, now I don't know about the ghost
Talking
part.
about that.
Right, but like the actual familial issues, and that's what I was trying to find. I was trying to find something other than just like the vague kind of concubine servant.
That ghost story is the most popular ghost story in Japan.
Yes, because there's.
Sorry.
It's okay. What is that? What is it?
I think that one's either banana bread or toffee. It's a long draw.
Habuchi Theater.
Habuki?
Habuki, yeah. So they made a habuki of this story, and people who played it in the story, there were accidents happening, mysterious deaths and stuff like
Definitely banana bread.
And that's why they all pay homage to the grave before anybody portrays it.
I love that.
But that's Japanese culture.
Do they make like
so
small
cool to
little
me.
like magazine, like zines of this shit?
A comic book?
No.
Yeah.
So
More or less.
The Ring. So it's actually of The Ring, and it's called a manga. They're read backwards from what you're used to.
These names, like everything has like 10 different. The manga.
I'll show you when we go upstairs. It's
I don't
different than a
understand.
comic book. It's thicker. It's more like an actual book.
It's like a graphic novel.
Yes, it's a graphic novel, is a good way to describe it. It's longer than a comic, but it's shorter than a book, and it has pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love them. I've read them since I was like 12.
I would like, well,
That's why I chose Sadako, because I thought it was so cool that there was like,
Sadako.
yeah, that there was,
You know, the number game.
yeah. That's kind of what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah,
survive
trying to guess
this
all these
shit?
motherfuckers' names.
No.
So
Like, who the fuck was who? What just happened?
Well, that's why I watched the American version, because I thought it might be easier for you to follow, but I understand that it was confusing.
Every Indiana gets shouted
it
for
is
the
very.
outside.
It actually, honestly, is very confusing.
Yeah, okay, so the books
But the movie is meant
to be.
to confuse you
Yes.
until the end.
I don't know how you got, unless you read the fuck out of that, how you got like, oh, he was upset with his wife, about poison her, blah, 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 blah.
Because that's what was in the
I
story.
did not get any of that from what you guys are telling me. I was like,
Well, no. The movie.
The movie is loosely based on that
The
story.
movie is loosely based on that story. The revenge the spirit, the revengeful spirit coming back and
Right.
haunting
Somebody who was killed.
and trying to drive people mad.
Which, I mean, it's stupid in the ring because Sadako kind of started killing people before, like, a whole lot of bad shit happened. Like, she was giving people, like,
Well, let's say
visions
that's a
and
bad
stuff,
thing.
like
I
bad
think it's
visions.
just my ignorance to
Not you, I'm just mean,
that
like, in general. Like,
culture.
it's a very confusing story because it is. And there's so many different adaptations is one of the issues.
You guys know how I am. I can't
I know.
go like 5 minutes without making the dicker fucking
But-
ball comment.
Yeah. So, the interesting thing about this series is that the books are so much different from the movies. Like I said, I didn't do like a whole lot of research on the books or anything, but I did watch a couple of videos about them. And it's like, instead of it being like a forward kind of email thing, like it is, in the books it's more like a virus, where like it infects other things and it can change where its consciousness is and stuff like that.
You fucking watch her?
It's a lot different.
Not touching you,
No.
Jennifer.
Nobody's touching you.
It's the ghost.
It was Sadako.
Alright.
It's because you made fun of her name. You called her
It's
Sudoku.
just like one like this, like real quick.
Yeah, well, it's because you called her Sudoku.
Yeah, she didn't like that.
And you know what? You got 7 days to live, bitch.
Unless you solve the number puzzle.
7 days too many.
It certainly is.
Anyway,
Dun, 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 dun.
we took on
A lot of things today.
so many things.
Beer, Halloween movies, horror movies, and The Ring.
And number puzzles.
Number puzzles. I hate number puzzles.
So,
That's all.
with that, since we took all that on, you go take on the world. And we're going to let John retire.
John's retired.
Thank you. Thank you, please. Thank you. I love you.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, Boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.